Hey guys, hope you're having a wonderful Friday morning. My name is Robin and I am a natural healer and I offer readings, reflexology, tons of natural healing, as I already said, and I also make natural products, sell crystals, and I guide you in and along your path. So that means body, mind, and spirit, okay? So I am doing a Reiki level 1 starting on March 28th, and I'm also going to be doing it on April 3rd. So it's 2 days. It's from 12 until 2, only $40. So I will be recording it for my digital program. So I'm offering it at a discount. So it's a perfect opportunity for you guys. And this is the deck that I'm using. And I'm doing a shout out today as well for my friend Annie Breau, Breau. And she is a growth specialist. I've worked with her for quite some time now, and she is just the type of person that is not judgmental and really great, I find, with kind of pulling the energy out of you without you feeling like it's a bunch of work. And I feel like sometimes when we're doing a lot of, deep growth, we might feel like it's work, and I feel like with her, she doesn't make it feel like work. So highly recommend reaching out to her. She has a Facebook page, and she also is on Instagram, LinkedIn, things like that. So I want to give her that shout out. And if you share this, I really appreciate it, just to get the word out, because we have a full moon coming up this Sunday on March 28th. And so this full moon is in Libra. Libra energy is all about balance, and they tend to be quite romantic. They do like relationships, things like that. So think about your own connection to yourself right now, and how much time and energy are you putting into you? And so probably why I was just talking about the energy of growth and how sometimes it feels like work, and that's why we don't do it. So it really does feel like it's important right now just to slow down. Hi Rachel, hope you're having an awesome morning. I'm really becoming more of a morning person. I think it's important to get my day started instead of sleeping half the day. So here I am. So our theme for this week, coming up from March 29th through to April 4th, hard to believe it's April, I'm going to be doing astrological sign readings for everyone for the month of April. There we go. I'm awake. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I'm doing my best to start growing it so I can put recipes and things on there for you guys, so you can start learning how to make your own things, do rituals, etc. But it's important I start building that, okay? So our theme is sensuality and confidence. And so we are starting the week off in full moon energy, and it feels like abundance is really, really important right now. So I was discussing this on Hank's making a bunch of noise behind me. It feels like abundance is important, and I was speaking of that yesterday because we were doing some theta healing downloads for you guys around like boundaries, give and take, our relationship with numbers and things like that. So if you didn't catch it, I would recommend watching that. It's called Boundaries, and you'll get some clearings just from watching it, which is great. You just say yes. So what this is saying is not to get too overwhelmed or worried or allow fear to come in, okay? Starting off this week. It feels like over the next few months, we're gonna be going through a lot of challenges. I know. And those challenges can be quite confusing for people. They don't know, should they be doing this? Should they be doing that? So that's why I feel like it's a perfect time for readings, things like that. And it's also about titles and status as well. So I think it's okay to want some status, to want titles, to be able to explain what you do and who you are. But at the same time, it's not necessarily how we have to define ourselves. It's just a way to understand energy. So symbolism is another great way when we are working on healing messages, identifying with, okay, every time I see a shooting star, I make a wish. every time I touch my opalite necklace, I connect to the energy of love. Okay, so it's about creating symbolism. So not just waiting for there to be a sign, you can create signs. And that's really, really important to start identifying with, not just over the next few months, but starting off your week. Okay, then we have dandelion, which is so funny because I have dandelion as an herb for teas and for making different things. I'm making dream pillows today, which is amazing. So I'm going to be selling those for $13 if you'd like one. And I don't know how many crystals I'm going to put in it, but it's going to be loaded with really positive energy and herbs specifically for dreams, relaxation, sleep, etc. You just put it in your pillow. But with the dandelion, it's so funny because dandelion's coming up and I just had pulled it out for myself, and I wanted to talk about the importance of dandelion and how much that has helped my stomach, because anything that comes from the earth can really help calm our nervous system. So I would suggest, again, starting off in the week, start working on, as we were using the word growth, planting like seeds, even though it's a full moon, because we're working on ourselves so much. Think about what it is that you want to attract. And the only way really to get into that zone or get into that space is just by allowing yourself to get a little bit of grounded energy and a little bit of peace. So do things that bring you peace. And I know this might sound like common sense, but for me, those herbs do that for me. So I'm drinking like a really nice black tea right now. And it's great for that it has like kind of probiotics in it. So again, your health might be coming up in terms of, are you taking care of your health? Again, are you reaching out for mentors to get more guidance and clarity, because we're not meant to do it all by ourselves, okay? So ask for more help this week. Midweek, amethyst, psychic abilities, behavior patterns. Okay, so in full moons, we're usually releasing something that's like a habit or a cycle that we might want to break, okay? Which again leads to something we're starting new and fresh with. So this is saying that, going back into money, that it's about shooting for the stars and dreaming a bit bigger, thinking a bit bigger. Because even if you have your own business, sometimes we can get overwhelmed because we don't want to get too busy. But that's fear-based, as I was already saying with our theme card. We want to get away from the fear. So ask yourself what's holding you back. What are you lacking right now? So for instance, maybe it's clarity, right? Maybe you're worried about things and it's giving you brain fog. So again, it's a combination of what you're putting into your physical body and what you're exposing yourself to. Are you around, again, people that help you? Or maybe there are some relationships from your past that are still coming up for you, and that's more what it feels like. Maybe there are some people in your life that are still coming up in your mindset. And ask yourself, why are they even coming up in my head? Maybe there's something energy-wise I could be removing, okay? And also under my rituals, under my playlist rituals, you can see a couple kind of things you can do to help yourself. For instance, I do a lemon cleanse where I cut up a lemon and I release certain things and offer healing to, it could be to your bank account, but it could be those relationships. And it's really, really cool. I find it very effective. So we can do this around full moons or new moons, but this full moon really feels like strong new beginnings. So I would recommend doing the lemon cleanse, okay? And don't forget to subscribe when you go and watch my videos, because that's the whole point of doing the videos. All right, selenite, spiritual activation. Interesting, I was really drawn to these cards because I bought a new crystal yesterday, and I also bought a little version of it, and it's all about patience. And so I'm really loving that because I'm being a lot more mindful about how important patience is, okay? So selenite is really, really great for, again, cleansing. So what are you releasing? So for me, definitely, I made myself all natural candles with beeswax and soy wax. I combined the two with crystals specifically for forgiveness. And I purchased this huge crystal and put it in my pocket for patience. So, and anger was another thing that's been coming up the last few weeks for me that I know is involved in there. So I've got my own theme. So think about your theme this week too. What's been coming up for you. Don't stress about what your theme is. If you go to do a full moon ritual, often it's so important we write it down. We don't just speak it or think it. We actually take the time to write it down, ask for what we want to release with gratitude, and then we burn it, and then it's over, and we just allow the energy to start floating in. And so this could come in the next couple days. It could come in the next few weeks. However your life decides that it wants to unfold. But you have to let it. So writing down what it is that you want to let go of as it flows out of you. Selenite is really great for the energy of flow. We create our own blocks the majority of the time, right? Oh, good morning, beautiful. It's just my filter. I don't always sparkle like this. And Karen, if you ever want to follow Karen, apparently she's an amazing singer and artist. Excuse me. So, yeah, you really touched my heart when you were singing there, Karen. I listened to the same song that you played over and over and over. And it made me feel really, again, even just like purified. I think sometimes we need to be triggered in order to be purified, if that makes sense. So don't forget that, guys. If there's something bothering you, it could be that it's actually there to show you something and help you. It's not just the filter. Oh, Melissa says thank you. And I'm also seeing a crystal ball in this card, and I work with a crystal ball, and people seem to really be drawn to it. And so that's what's kind of coming up for you. You know, again, if you have your own business, what are other people drawn to? Go towards what people want, what people like, okay? So that being said, that's kind of what's coming up for our week. I do this weekly so you can go back and see how maybe, you know, your week has unfolded. I think reflecting is important just to see, you know, some of this really did connect. And same with, I like doing the April reading early, so I will be doing that today. If you would like your own card, let me know. Just say yes, because that's coming up, because I'm being told, well, people like it when I pull them up cards, so let's do that. Let's not keep it too restricted. So just say yes if you'd like a message, and we'll pull you out a card. So really, really cool cards. They are spiritual activation, stimulation. Definitely in my Reiki training that I'm teaching this weekend, we get an attunement. In the Akashic Records I'm teaching, I'm giving you guys an attunement. And even when I do healing sessions, online or in person, often I'll do a healing attunement. And an attunement is an opportunity for us to basically wake up again. As I was saying, brain fog can get in the way. So it might mean that you have to go through some things as a result of it, but it's for healing purposes. And essentially, we want to let go of the stuff that we're hanging on to, right? It is a positive thing. So that gratitude piece is going to be important as well for the group watching. All right, Cheryl, let me know where you live, Cheryl. A lot of cards here. Okay, I'm feeling a lot of energy in my back. So sometimes that means we're carrying a lot of weight. What we were saying in the weekly is about asking for help. I'm getting that energy for you, Cheryl, that it's important to take this load off your back. So ask yourself, you know, why do I take on other people's energy? So protection stones, shielding, things like that are really good. For you specifically, to just be more aware of, you know, is this mine or somebody else's? I sell pendulums. That might be something, if you've never worked with a pendulum, to buy yourself. I also feel like it's about physical energy for you as well, as I was talking about the back. Same thing with that selenite card coming up. Selenite can help us straighten the back. So if you have energy going on in your chest as well, if you just feel like heavy or congested, I feel like you just need more sleep, because when we sleep, and again, maybe you want to buy one of my dream pillows I was just talking about, because that's going to help you with sleep as well. So the more we can connect through our dreams, the better we're going to feel, because we can get our own answers as well. I feel like you already know that, but really start connecting deeper into those dreams. And when you're really rested and you're getting that deep sleep, you're going to feel a lot better when you're dealing with everybody else and everybody else's problems, because it feels like you're going to do that no matter what, because it feels like you care about others, and that's part of having compassion too, is actually listening to what other people have to say, but we can do it in ways that are more supportive for our own energy, okay? So your card is evolution, information, and potential. That's about kind of what we were just saying, having all these people around you, but it's about working from a spiritual standpoint, and spiritual, then physical. Then all the other stuff is going to get better, right? So prioritize spiritual, then physical. Okay? Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if any of that connects. It's kind of a lot of information for a quickie. Okay. And Belle, I still have your testers from when I first started selling products, and I saved them for you. I did your letter and the healing, so don't be a stranger. Don't worry that it's been forever. Just come and pick it up. Okay, it does, and thank you, and it's not just the filter. You were beautiful inside and out. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. You know, I think as time goes on, speaking about the full moon and loving ourselves and Libra energy, it does take some time to work on loving ourselves, you know, just the way that we are. Au naturel, right? All the good and all the bad. That's part of the shadow work. Okay, Melissa. Problem solving, resolution. Oh, isn't that a good card for you? So this is your brain. And you're doing your best to like put everything into, in a way, a category, as we were just saying in the weekly, right? So you're doing your best to kind of like create definitions, create status, create ways to define yourself, right? We're doing some business coaching together, which is great. But this is talking about just being yourself. And that's the best person that you can ever be, is just you. So even though we like titles and status, right, because we're sorting through some things, this is just saying just be yourself. It's less about the words and more about how you feel. So I feel like as you connect more and more to your feelings, everything, you want to feel everything and just connect to feelings. And as you do that, the words and the ideas and the creative energy is going to come from the feelings, okay? Super important for you. More throat chakra work, where you are going to be attuned to Reiki twice with me in the next week. There's going to be a lot of throat chakra work, okay? So just start catching up a bit more on emotions and anything you can do around, again, the water element. So balancing, hydrating, the teas, all that stuff is really, really good for you, okay? All right. Valerie. Hi, Valerie. I feel like I'm kind of getting to know you, which is great. That's my goal, is to feel like I can get to know people, even if we're online, okay? Reaching for your dreams, go for it. All right away I felt energy in my nose, like it's getting itchy. And that makes me feel like you are very sensitive. And it's easy for you to be triggered, as we were just talking about in the weekly. This is more about pay attention to what your triggers are, who your triggers are. It's okay to like even write their names down, because I do feel like just cord cutting exercises on my YouTube. I have under meditations, cord cutting with Archangel Michael. That might be something you want to do, because what's coming up is it's all about how you present yourself right now. Right? If you're not happy with yourself, people can feel that. If you love yourself, people can feel that. So this tells me you might be working on your confidence and your relationships with other people. So absolutely, as we were already saying about the weekly, like letting go of those old relationships. It feels like habits in your relationships, how people have treated you. You know, we train people how to treat us. So when we create boundaries, people have to like rewire their brains too, in terms of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say this to this person even though I used to. It could be teaching other people how to say I love you. Maybe, you know, you grew up in a way where love wasn't expressed in the right ways. And when I say the right ways, in the healthiest ways, right? So yeah, it's like, it's about role modeling behaviors, okay? Instead of worrying about what other people are doing, just say like, okay, well, I'm going to role model the best behaviors that I can do, okay? With what I'm working with in the now. So one thing I do help people with is being the best version of themselves. And so I help kind of dig into people's energy to bring out the good in them, right? So that they can be aware of the negative, so that they can also vibrate the positive, right? Because we all have light inside of us too. Okay, I hope that connects. And again, instead of inboxing me, guys, inbox me if you want to book a message or book a reading or a healing or products, that sort of thing. But otherwise, just write on here how it connects. And that way, if I have appointments and things, I can focus on my appointments. And then I'll come back on here and I can reply on the thread so everybody kind of gets their comment back. Just staying organized here. Okay, Liz, hopefully I'm saying that right, Babino? Yes, okay. You have 2 cards. You have communication, inner truth, and again, there's a theme for everyone here, right? Where we're doing the weekly too. You have snake, rebirth, release, and integration. So that's what we were talking about. We are absolutely releasing energy around this time. So because we're 3 days away from the full moon, this is a perfect time to start doing those rituals. So if you don't know how to do a full moon ritual, go onto my YouTube channel under moon cycles or rituals and you'll find it there, okay? This is also talking about stress and how you handle stress, how you feel motivated. So this is talking about get more inspiration. So we were talking about new beginnings. What are some of the new things that you want to attract into your life? So abundance, prosperity, more love in your intimate relationships. Pay really close attention to manifesting. I'm trying to think what I have online for manifesting, but maybe just underneath my playlist for talks, you can just listen to some of the talks, and something tells me you're going to get some something that if you're open, you're attracted to in there, okay? Woo! Okay. So for some reason, the snake card's coming up for somebody else as well. So again, you can let me know how it connects. Bell. Okay. So I'm feeling also there's like a heaviness in here. We've been discussing the energy of worry lately. It kind of feels like you're working on balancing your chakras. The snake is all kind of like twisty and turny. And so snakes represent really, really amazing healing energy because they're all about good. Hi, Derek. They're all about good and evil, positive and negative. So this card tells us that it's important to see the positive and negative situations. So ask yourself, what have I learned in the past few weeks? What are all the amazing things that have happened to me as I was suggesting gratitude practice? Because it's really, really easy to remember the bad things that have happened, but sometimes we don't take enough time to look back at the good that's happened. And although we're seeing the snake connect to the energy of the hummingbird symbolism as your spirit animal, as if you dreamt about a hummingbird, you can put in like this symbolism of a dream as a hummingbird. That might sound confusing, but just look up the hummingbird symbolism in a dream and as a spirit animal, okay? And maybe throw in the snake there because snake is sexuality too, which is from the sacral chakra. So it's about taking all these bad things that have happened and put energy into it. So that's why when I make my products, I take some of the heaviness of life and I put it into what I'm doing as I start coming up with new ideas. But we have to listen to what those new ideas are. As I was sharing already, we have to get into that peaceful space in order to get kind of assertive with ourselves and with people. Very important. Okay. So Derek, if you'd like a message, let me know. Cheryl said she's from Moncton. Amazing. Jess, hey you. Hi. Yay, time before my next test and get to see you. Yes. So if you'd like a message, let me know. Thank you. Yes, it does resonate with me. I'm glad. You're welcome, Belle. Can I have a card? Of course you can. Okay, Derek, you're getting a lot of buzzing around your crown, okay? Let's take a couple deep breaths. I just kind of feel like doing this, okay? Just wave the energy out. So it's almost like being silly, being happy, moving your body, doing like free spiritual, like interpretive dance. That's giving me chills everywhere. You really need to just shake your body out and move your body, because I think it's going to just keep raising your vibration. Your vibration's super high, but it's just to bring it up even more. So it's like, how can this get any better? Ask Spirit that. How can this get any better? And it will. That's what's coming up for you. In terms of a card, imagination, allow your mind to wander, and quiet time. Water is, it kind of feels like, for me, I feel like emotionally just let your body flow. That's what's coming up. And the daydream is still the energy of see what ways your body wants to move as you get into that rhythm. Okay. So it might be that you want to go to like a dance club or something like that, or just like another place where people are like similar energy to you, not in a crazy I'm drunk way, but in a way that it's like you feel good.